Gorgeous. Welcome to the Bernadette Jackson Podcast, where we are redefining how the world views women with daddy issues by discussing topics, sharing stories, and gaining insights, all from the perspective of a fatherless daughter. I'm your host, Bernadette, the creator of Her Way Relationship Intensive and your favorite fear investigator. If this is your first time here, here's what I want you to know. The fear of abandonment and rejection is the lens through which fatherless daughters do most things. It informs how they show up in every relationship. Most fatherless daughters are operating in the fear of abandonment cycle and they don't even know it. Each week, I focus on a topic that highlights how fear shows up in our lives, either through conversations with others or deep dives into the insights that I have. If you'd like to know if you're on the fear of abandonment cycle, go to BernadetteJackson.com/FOA cycle and take my free assessment. Again, that's BernadetteJackson.com/FOA cycle.
Hey y'all, I just wanted to come on and really thank you all for the love that I received from you, for the continued support and the DMs that I get, the questions that I get, all of that as it relates to the podcast. When I originally started the podcast, I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it has turned into today. I really just wanted there to be a place for fatherless daughters to come and see themselves the way that they have lived with themselves. A lot of us have hurt. We have pain. A lot of it is unprocessed, and much of it is really a mystery to us, if I'm going to be honest. And it's a mystery because we haven't taken the time to really sit with it, to process it, to work ourselves through to the end so that we can experience the stuff that we really yearn for. And I wanted there to be a place where you would be able to hear from fatherless daughters so that you can see yourselves in the experiences that a lot of us really felt like we were living alone, Too many times we have silently gone through things where we didn't think that we could share with our friends. We didn't think that there was anyone out there who cared enough that would, help us through something. We were scared to ask for help. And I know that this was a lot of what I went through before I decided to take the journey to healing. And if you know my story, you know that when I decided to take the journey, there were not any resources available at all. There was one book, and that book was my Bible for years. And until I was able to do anything more, until I was able to research on my own and know what to look for and be able to understand myself a little bit better so that I can help myself better. That book was my Bible, and I'm really grateful for it. But because I knew there weren't a lot of resources available to us, I wanted to create one. And I wanted it to be in the form of a podcast or something that we would be able to do on our own, to do in our free time, and just have it available for us. So that's the reason why I started the Bernadette Jackson Podcast. And we have had 3 seasons. We have had thousands of downloads. So many of you have been touched by what I have said, my transparency, the information I give, and our impact is growing. And I absolutely love that about this space. But I wanted to share with you that the Bernadette Jackson Podcast is going to be ending. That journey is going to be ending. And I don't want you to be alarmed and think that there's not going to be anything coming or that this is the end of the road, because it's not. The Bernadette Jackson Podcast is ending, and this will be the last episode as the Bernadette Jackson Podcast. But I am excited to announce that Healing Elevates Relationships with Bernadette Jackson is just beginning. And when I come back in January of 2022, we are going to be the Healing Elevates Relationship with Bernadette Jackson podcast. And you're still going to be hearing from fatherless daughters. You are still going to be getting information about how we see things, how we process things, and how we can move forward. We're still going to be redefining how the world views women with daddy issues, but we're just rebranding a little bit. And so if you see the Healing Elevates Relationships with Bernadette Jackson pop up on your feed, it's me. We changed our name. We are still doing the same work. We are still going to be here answering your questions. Nothing much is really going to be changing. But I wanted to let you guys know that. I wanted to announce that here because I don't want you guys to be confused when you see that shift. I just want to tell you how much of a pleasure it has really been to serve you in this way. It has been my heart's joy to be able to unpack our experience in such a way where I hear from you guys that you have received the clarity that you needed, that you didn't understand what was going on until this particular episode, that, you know, a certain thing that I said really touched you because you thought that you were the only one. All of these things that I get from you. And it is what keeps me going to continue to do this work. I love it when you guys slide into my DMs and we have a conversation about, you know, the episode or how you felt or whatever it is. And a lot of the conversations that we have has really helped me to be able to craft courses for you guys and experiences for you guys that really help you to get to the healing that I want for you. Of course, I know that I can't want healing for you more than you want it for yourself, but please know that everything that I do is because I really believe that you deserve amazing relationships, and anything that I can do to help you to get there, I'm willing to do that. So I just want to let you guys know that for the rest of December, I am going to be taking a break. I usually take a month off in December so that I can really spend some time with my teenager. And her and I do a lot of activities during this time. So you'll see me on social media doing all the things. It's the holiday season. I'm fully activated in this mode now. So, you know, we got the Christmas music playing. Everything is happening in the house and we're about to do some decorations. My daughter just told me that she wanted to do an ugly tree. So every ornament that we have in the house is probably going to go on this tree. I'm sure I'll take a picture of it and put it on social media. If you're not following me there, please do. It's Bernadette N. Jackson. And I will be back in January with Healing Elevates Relationship by Bernadette Jackson. And I just want you guys to stick with me. Every week in December, I am going to create a listening journey so that anyone who is new to the podcast or any of my OGs can take a look at some of the groupings of podcasts that are related together and really get to kind of do a deep dive into a specific topic versus having to go through the entire podcast for what you're looking for. So every week I'm going to be releasing a new listening journey. I want you guys to take a look at it when I release the first one next Tuesday. Let me know how you like it. And if you love that format, then I'll continue to do that as the podcast grows, even as we rebrand in 2022. If you have not already, please sign up for the Unstoppable Conference. It is going to be amazing. And you know what? I don't want to talk too much about it. Let's just roll that clip.
Many of us stop living fully because of what happened to us. We stop because they hurt me, or they weren't there for me, or love didn't work out for me. But it's time to leave the past behind and be unstoppable. The Unstoppable Conference features 4 amazing speakers that will help you leave the past behind. Now, I know the past can be painful because my past experiences made me feel shame, guilt, and even embarrassment. But I also know you can leave the past behind when you begin to see yourself the way God sees you. I'm Denise Taylor, and I am so excited to be partnering with Bernadette on Team Unstoppable. The Unstoppable Conference is completely free, and it's just in time for the new year. December 27th through 30th, this virtual conference will help you accept once and for all that what happened to you did not ruin you. Now, I hope you are ready for a new you in 2022, because change will be the outcome and you will be unstoppable. Now, check out the show notes for a link to join us live each night. It's completely free, and we are leaving the past behind. You can learn more online at www.denisetaylor.live. And we already know Bernadette is going to show up and show out. So don't miss this opportunity to break every chain, December 27th through 30th at the Unstoppable Conference.
Now, before I go, I just want to let you guys know that this is the holiday season, and for some of us, it is not a happy time. And I have been ramping up for this with just the content that I've been putting out, especially as it relates to how you can be your own rescue. If you listened to the episode last week, then I told you exactly what you can start to do to be your own first responder. And a lot of that is going to be necessary. I talk a lot about finding your community and surrounding yourself with people who love and support you. But some of what is going to need to happen for you in terms of processing heavy emotions or really going through difficult situations, you're going to have to start doing yourself. And I want you to get to a place where you can notice what your baseline is. You can notice how you feel, what the difference is, and what you can start doing right now in terms of nurturing your own self so that you can bring yourself a little bit higher than what you may be. And some of it may be that, you recognize that you need to see a person, that you may need to talk with somebody, that you may need to do something different than you've done before. And all of that is okay. Please know that you are not alone, that there are resources for you, that you can slide into my DMs if you need to, and that there are definitely places that will be able to help you if you need it. So this holiday season, whatever the feelings may be for you, however you decide to celebrate, I just want you to know that you deserve amazing relationships. They start with you. And I want you to really take this time, especially the end of the year, to think about how you're going to start actually having the amazing relationships that you deserve. What are you going to do differently? What has your year looked like? What would you like to change? And if change is something that you do seek, then what is it that you have committed to doing that's going to bring you closer to that change? This is a time of year where I always do an audit. And I do an audit in a few different areas. I do a relationship audit and I do a life audit. And in my relationship audits, I take a look at all of the relationships that I have in my life. And I start asking myself questions like, how has this relationship made me feel? Did I feel supported? Did I feel shamed? Did I feel like reciprocity was not given? All of the things. And I start to really take a look at, do I want to take this relationship into the new year? Is this something that I see blossoming and growing with me? Has it evolved as I've evolved? Or do I feel like this relationship is holding me back? And when I answer those questions, then I decide, if I'm going to have a conversation with the person because they're that important to me, or am I just going to gently release it, where there's no love lost, there's no animosity, but the nature of the relationship and the access to me needs to change. So I do the relationship audit in that way, and then I do a life audit. And a life audit really is just me looking at all of the things that I did this year. What did I accomplish? What did I set out to accomplish? What do I still have yet to do? What do I see for the new year? And what can I start doing now to set myself up to actually have the momentum so that when 2022 hits, I'm already working on the goals that I see happening. So I just wanted to give you guys that as we go. Again, I have so enjoyed speaking with you and connecting with you as the Bernadette Jackson Podcast. And we are going to be taking this journey in 2022 as Healing Elevates Relationships with Bernadette Jackson. I cannot wait to see you next year. But until then, every week on my IG page, I am going to drop a new listening journey for you guys to take a look at. And I really would love for your feedback on whether or not you like that. Let me know in my DMs or in the comments what your favorite episode has been, and I will see you soon. Enjoy this holiday season. Of course, you know that I'll still be on IG, so I will be there all month long and into 2022, so you can always catch me there. Anything that's happening new with me is always going to be posted on my IG page first, so feel free to follow me there, slide into my DMs, and we can continue the conversation. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.